to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Columbia. My name is Mark Drews, and I'm honored to welcome you to the service. It's going to be a very unique service because it's going to be all about the children. Can you hear me based on the... I know I was going to make a comment about being overly loud, but I didn't know if everybody would catch the humor. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Columbia. My name is Mark Drews, and I'm honored to serve as a member of the worship committee and bring welcome to all of you this morning. This is a very special service because this is our multi-generational service that we will have a little bit different. And I want to welcome everybody who is viewing us online, whether it be Zooming or if it is later in the day. The service will be a little bit differently, as I said, because the sermon part will be another way that all of our services are all about inspiring, engaging, teaching us something, helping us follow through and do something with that learning, but most of all, to connect us. And that's what this service is going to be all about. So I want you to sit back and enjoy. We will continue to be wearing masks, staying socially distanced, and making sure that we are in a clean, healthy, and welcoming environment. Today's flowers are brought to you by the CYRE committee, led by Scott Sargent, Mackenzie Scott, as well as Karen Brown, who serves as the chair, as well as Jonathan White, who serves as the liaison from the Board of Trustees. There are other announcements. We encourage you to go ahead and use more than just the word of mouth and telephone and text. We'd like you to use the announcements that are given to you on every Thursday. Use the order of service where there are plenty of announcements, but also to go ahead and visit our website and make that website a frequent place to visit. Do have one special announcement, actually two. The first one, for the past 5+ months, David Ruth has done a phenomenal job serving as our tech person. Ensuring that importance of connection, because that's what we are all really all about. And there are some folks that aren't able to make it to the service, so having that Zoom and having the online service makes it possible for many folks to be connected with us. Though we'd really love to have you here, we understand and we welcome you as soon as you find it in your heart to be back. But his work is phenomenal, and Sunday after Sunday, he's been behind the screens here. Most of us see the wonderful work that he does. And when you see it online, it is absolutely phenomenal. On Sundays that we're not here, we do visit online. We need help. He's a one-person committee. And if you have skills, or you'd like to go ahead and hone those skills, or you'd like to go ahead and even add it to your repertoire of skills, we'd love you to go ahead and reach out to David at druth@uucolumbia.org. And please, even if it's a teenager who's wanting one day to get into creating videos, whether it be to enhancing their technological skills, please reach out to David. Okay. The other announcement is after service this morning, we'll be having a Welcome to the UU meeting led by Keitha Whitaker. And if you would, again, keep an eye out for when that'll be happening, because the service will be ending a little bit differently today, and you'll learn more about that shortly. So if you would, join me in sitting back and enjoying the prelude.
The musical selections in today's service will all be performed by our UUCC youth. I invite you to join me in listening to our prelude recordings, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, performed on piano by Sadie, and This Little Light of Mine, performed by singers Wyatt, Morgan, and Lucy Joy.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Thank you, Anna. And let's hear it for the children. And that's how many of you were able to envision the faces of those children that we were able to see last year at this time? What an inspiring moment. And that's what this service is all about. That connection with our congregation, with the children of our congregation. So at this time, if you would, please stand so we can share together our congregational covenant. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve others in community. Thus do we covenant with one another. Thank you all, and please be seated, and welcome again to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Columbia. As many of you know, our minister is Reverend Stephen Robinson, and on those Sundays in which he's not in this pulpit, we have an opportunity that the worship committee pulls together services led by dynamic and entertaining and, most of all, inspiring speakers. The Unitarian Universalist is a diverse and non-creedal religion. We are a covenantal religion, which means we don't have to believe the same in order to treat each other the same, with respect, equity, compassion, and dignity. For our community is based on deeds and not creeds. And as Unitarian Universalists, we side with love, embracing all people, regardless of their age, their color, their race, socioeconomic status, physical ability, or their religious background. We are also a welcoming congregation, which means we embrace LGBTQ individuals. We encourage everyone to wear name tags so that we get to know each other better. Board members wear green name tags, and you'll find that they will always be willing to listen and hear your comments, suggestions, or pieces of advice that you might want to share. At this time, would the board members please stand so you may be recognized? Thank you all. Appreciate it. At this time, we would like to recognize any guests or visitors that are with us today. And if you're willing and able, please rise. And Reverend Robinson will come around with a microphone. Wait until he gets there. And if you would, please share your name and where you're from.
Hi, my name is Emily, and I've been in Columbia for about a year now, but I've moved here from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and excited to get back into some community.
Well, Emily, thank you, and welcome to Columbia, South Carolina.
Good morning. I'm Mike Sullivan, and I've been a member here for 13 years. This morning, a wonderful friend of mine is visiting. We go back a long way. To give you an idea, when we first met in high school, Dwight Eisenhower was still President of the United States. But I'm going to let my friend introduce himself.
Good morning, and thank you for welcoming. My name is Charles Puglisi. I live on Long Island, Nassau County, and I'm a member of the Shelter Rock UU community there.
Well, thank you, Charles, for being with us this morning.
Well, good morning. I'm from Great Falls, just right up the road. I had to come see this congregation. I room with David C. Bryan III. I've known him since 1968, and David is a wonderful person, no matter the fun we have with him, but he's great. And I wanted to come visit, and he's told us so many wonderful things about y'all. I'm a lifelong Methodist, but I see how I could gravitate this way. So,
Gravitation is good.
I didn't know David had any friends. That's good. Good to know. We learn something every Sunday.
Thank you. I'm Barry Arrett. I was a member here from 2007 to 2013, and this has been my first opportunity to get back here and visit since I left 8 years ago. I live in Charlotte now, and I'm a member of the Unitarian Universalist community of Charlotte. And it's great to be back.
Thank you. Appreciate it so much. Normally, we would take a moment and welcome one another. We look forward to those days that we can. This time, part of our Sunday ritual includes the lighting of a chalice to begin our service. We have members of our community come forward and share each week. And this week, we have board member Jonathan White and his daughter, Louisa, who will be lighting the chalice.
I don't have much to say other than I'm happy to be here. It's good to see everyone.
And Jonathan, you did have a short script that you were going to share, and did I lose that script along the email?
Well, Mark had asked me to say something, and he actually wrote a really nice little piece about me. I didn't realize he knew so much about me, and he had put little blurbs in for me, things to say about Louisa, but I think I just missed the memo that it was something that I should say versus something that he would read. But I don't know what else to say. I'm on the board. I'm a member of the board. My daughter is a fifth grader at Satchel Ford Elementary. She's here today with her little brother Cal, who's a second grader at Satchel Ford Elementary, and her mom Meg, and she's going to play the piano for you.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. And we will go ahead and be playing the piano. And again, wonderful educator, wonderful family. He is a consultant with Richland School District 1's English as second language, and has done a phenomenal job as a teacher at AC Moore and terrific member of our community, as all of us are. But there's a level of terrificness that Jonathan keeps with the CYRE. Appreciate it so much. And now let's hear Louisa as she shares music. Take it away.
This morning, Louisa will be performing Silent Night and Jingle Bells.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin one-horse open sleigh. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Hello, everyone. I'm Scott, the Director of Religious Exploration here, and it is my pleasure and my privilege to welcome you to today's service. This is our annual winter celebration hosted by the Children and Youth Religious Exploration Program. So thank you very much for being here. As Mark said, it will be a little bit different today. You're going to see me here for a while, and then I'm going to go away and we'll do some of the things that we ordinarily do. And then I'll come back and I'll be inviting you to join us out on the patio where we've got some hot cider for you and a few other things, okay? But first, let me say this, and if you have noticed on the cover of your order of service, the chalice. We've been talking about the chalice in the CYRE programs for the last few weeks. The chalice is a symbol of the UU, is a symbol that is open to interpretation by different people in different places, different times, different congregations. And the central thing you would notice would be the light, the flame. Now, this is sort of interesting because light and flame and fire and the sun have been religious symbols for time immemorial. Of course, the sun and flame are very powerful forces in nature. It makes only sense that they would feel some sort of spiritual need, but it's something that we see that's pretty much universal. You all know the things that I'm talking about, the use of the halo representing the sun, the winged solar disk imagery common to Egypt, but also to Greece and to Persia and a few other places. Recently, Hindus celebrated Diwali, the Festival of Lights. This is also a festival that has significance for Jains and Sikhs and some Buddhists as well. The Festival of Light, recognizing the light. And in the Western world, of course, you have a long tradition of the same sort of association. Ezekiel the prophet was told by Yahweh not to allow his people to worship the sun. Lucifer, that famous fallen angel, is the bearer of light. That's what his name means. Jesus is the light of the world. One of the 99 names of God, Allah in Islam, is the light or the illumination. So this is all very common things that you're familiar with. But what's the nature of light? Well, if you were here a few weeks ago, you already know the answer to that question. But we can say that light is a phenomenon. Light is something that exists. It's something that's real. It's something that's here. It's the mechanism by which we see things. Light comes from a source. The sun, fire, electric light, bounces off an object, reflects or refracts into our eyes, and we see. And yet this is the symbol that's been chosen throughout the world for all of recorded history, as far as we know, to represent that which is unseen. It represents in various religions what you may call the soul or the spirit or the Atman or Buddha consciousness or any other number of names. But the common reference here is something to do with light, with fire. And that brings us back to our service today. The title of the service is Warm Yourself Around the Fire. And you might think that that's a typo. Why isn't it warm yourselves, since we are a community? But the community is the fire. And so what we invite you to do today is for you individually to warm yourself around the fire of the community and to find here health and healing and solace, and also to recognize that our light provides us not only with warmth, but also with illumination, which could be interpreted in two different ways. So thank you, and we'll be seeing you a little bit later.
this point in our service, we light candles of community, opportunity for our folks who are gathered here and folks who are watching over video to share joys and concerns in this space. And so we invite you to come up and share your joy and concern. There's usually 7 candles in the foyer that you can pick up on as you walk in. Briefly update us on whatever your joy or concern is and light a candle. Today I'm lighting 1 candle for Lee Mingy, is lighting a candle for her sister-like friend Audrey, who has suffered a massive stroke and is in the hospital in McLean, Virginia. I invite any others to come and share a candle.
Good morning. Just lighting this candle again for Nick. We appreciate cards, well wishes, thoughts, prayers. As I said last week, he does have an infection in his necrotizing osteomyelitis in his mouth, and they can't do anything with it, which is not good until he gets back in remission. Then it's a lot of bone grinding and a lot of hospital stays, and right now he is very sick at home. Although I have got him out to do a lot of things. We went to Angel Oak. We went to the alien landing site that he and I always wanted to go to. It was briefly, but we went. And I got him to go out to a Christmas pageant that his sister's daughter, his niece, was in last night. Wasn't feeling too good, but he actually liked it. He never really likes Christmas too much because his birthday is on the 30th. And so he's always fighting Christmas and birthday. But we want to thank everyone, and hopefully with this next round of chemotherapy next week, he's doing home chemotherapy already, which is one reason he's really sick aside from his mouth. He's in 26% myoblast, that's what's left in his body of leukemia. And hopefully next week and maybe 15 more days of this home chemo, he might be in second remission. And then we can go do other things that he could do, hopefully, with the mouth issue. But thank you.
Good morning. We're lighting a candle of joy. Kevin and I are co-chairs of the Social Action Committee, and we took it over in, April?
Yeah.
And this is a candle of joy for the love and generosity that is within this community. It abounds. We want to let you know that guests at your table, we will be sending to the UUSC $1,138. No, yeah. In addition, and I did have my qualms about running both at the same time, Families Helping Families, I mean, we took Deb Mathers took a huge van full of gifts. On top of that, we made in donations $2,000, so each family got a $1,000 Walmart certificate. And on top of that, each family from community members got $60 credit. You know, one was a Kroger and I think the other one was a Walmart. So each family got enough money to have, and I think that those families, we're going to have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, and it's all on behalf of all of your efforts, so we thank you very much.
And this morning I light one final candle for those joys and concerns that we are holding close, not sharing out loud, but still connected to in this community. Let's take just a second, take a deep breath, and remember all that you've heard, and as the members and friends have shared, both celebrations and concerns that we're holding. Thank you. All right, as we prepare for our offering this morning, this is a reminder that our Share the Plate recipient this month is the Homeless No More, which is the family shelter, but comes under the umbrella of Homeless No More. If you would like to contribute to Share the Plate, you can do so online or by writing a check, putting it in an envelope, and designating it for Share the Plate. I invite our ushers at this time to come and receive our morning offering.
Our offertory music is One More Step by Joyce Pulley and Grace Lewis McLaren, performed today by Morgan.
One more step, we will take one more step till there is peace for us, and everyone will say one more step. One more word, we will say one more word, till every word is heard by everyone. We'll say one more word, one more breath. We will say one more prayer till every breath is shared by everyone. We'll say one more prayer, one more song. We will sing one more song till every song is sung by everyone. We'll sing one more song.
Hi, everyone, I'm back. Okay, so I'm going to ask you at this time to, in an orderly fashion, exit to the patio, but please remember, we want to maintain safety protocols here, so let's respect each other's distance, maintain social distancing. Please keep your masks on while you're talking and while you're singing out there. Of course, take your mask down to drink some of our delicious cider. Let's just all be aware of those rules, and we will see you outdoors. Thank you.